Hey guys. Girl, I'm so mad. I woke up to my account being in the negatives. I have like negative 133. Because that's what my bank is. I hate it so much because I make so many transactions every day that by the time it processes a couple of days later, sometimes my account gets into the negatives. Yeah. Like yesterday, I had enough money to potentially extend for today. And then I woke up, and because there were certain things that were pending, now I'm like negative 133. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it. So, like, now I have to check out like in an hour, hour and a half. And I don't have money for that. So I'm like kind of mad. Brett, does that happen to you too? Yeah. It just sucks. Like, because then it's like, I live day to day. A little bit about my story, if you don't know. Like, I'm homeless at the moment. So, I literally am like actively, I've looked for so many resources for months upon months. I'm on a lot of wait lists, but nothing is opening up yet for me to have like a stable place to live. And right now, I stay in hotels. And it's so frustrating, you know? And so every day I extend, right? Like every day I, have to do what I have to do. And so it like takes away from my amount. So I can think I have a certain amount, but then the next day it'll say something else, you know? It's so frustrating. This happens to me like once a week or like, yeah. So it's like I really don't know how much I have, but I just kind of guess, you know what I mean? It's pissing me off, you know? Because I did not expect that at all. Like, at all. Exactly. Um, I don't work right now, but I definitely would love to work if I had a stable place to live. But at the moment, I'm just doing social media. And God is making a way through that, but like for example today, if I would have had money, like I would have literally like left this hotel either way. Not because there's anything wrong with it necessarily, but like the mattress that I've been laying on, it is messing up my back so bad. Like the last 2 nights, I haven't been able to sleep really because it's messed up my back so bad. And my back's been aching for the last 2 days. So even if I had the money, I would have relocated either way. But now I'm just like, damn. Thank you so much, Rhett. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I document my story, because it's like my story is just very unpredictable, you know? Like, this is some real life stuff, you know? I'm just pissed because I wasn't expecting this and I have to be out of here. Like, literally, just yesterday, I was sent 2 different donations to help me get food. So now I got those 2 luggages. I got a backpack, and then I have like 4 grocery bags of food and stuff. Like I got milk, I got water, all that. And now I have to carry all of that downstairs. It just makes me frustrated. Okay. Thank y'all for the prayers. I definitely need them. Because I was just telling God, I'm like, it gets so frustrating and embarrassing to have to like wait in those lobbies, you know? It does, because I just wait there and God just tells me to wait. And then people come in and donate. But when they donate, it's randomly. So sometimes I'm in that lobby for hours, and then sometimes people don't donate at all, and God just uses random strangers that don't even know me out of nowhere that are just like, hey, are you okay? Hey, can I help you? So, yeah. You know. Okay. What else? Actually, I'll wait. Just sucks when this stuff has to happen. Ah! Hey guys, how are you? Hey Hannah, how are you? Oh my gosh, it's already 11:20. Fuck. I'm in Missouri, Kansas. I've already tried 211. I've already tried calling churches. I've already tried to look up like findhelp.org. I've already tried nonprofits. And like I said before, I'm like on a lot of wait lists. So there's one organization that I'm waiting to be called from. And they said supposedly they might have a place for me like in a couple of weeks. But I don't know. Yeah. So I've tried every resource you can think of, like, possible, pretty much. And I still haven't found anything. And it's a whole lot better and cheaper here than where I was. I was in Nashville. And there's even less resources than here. And it's way more expensive. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, cool. I don't know if I'm gonna break this one. Ugh. Okay. No, I don't have a car. Trust me, if I did, I would definitely be living in it. Yeah, I don't have a car. I was just sharing online about how this guy, I shared this yesterday, I think, how this guy that I was led to live with for like, Hannah, thank you. Honestly, it's God. Honestly, it's God, because when I tell you the way that I stress sometimes and how sometimes I'm not able to afford to eat the healthiest, it is literally God. and the amount of hotels that I'm in and put like my dirty face, you know, like on, oh, I put my face on these dirty like pillows and stuff. It's literally God, girl, that keeps my skin looking healthy. And I don't use anything fancy at all. I do like a cleanser. Sometimes I do a toner, but I don't really have it as much, but I did use it today. Some antibacterial spray, and then I got this a couple months ago when I was in Nashville. It's this day and night moisturizer. It has a lot of like healthy stuff in it, like pure ingredients. And I mix it with again, I got all this a couple of months ago with castor oil. And castor oil, you know, is really good for under your eyes and your skin and your liver and everything. So, yeah, that's what I do for my skincare. No, I don't have a job or income. The only income I make right now, it's not really income, is like donations right now. I was talking to somebody yesterday because I do social media full time. I've been doing it for a while. And I was telling my friend, I was like, I kind of want to go to like another streaming app or whatever, like Twitch or something, because TikTok is not paying me directly. Like, I get a couple of cents each month at the most, like $5-6. Like, I don't really get paid, you know what I mean? I don't know what's up with the algorithm, but ever since they revamped it, like, you know, whenever they like went like silent or whatever for like a month or two, and they, you know, opened it up again legally, ever since then it changed. So people aren't really seeing my stuff. I don't know why. All for one? What's all for one? Okay. I'll look into him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to help me today. And with these organizations, I'm telling y'all, there's so many people that are homeless. I've been going through this for a year now, like minus a month. But like, yeah, when I tell y'all, everybody is homeless nowadays. And there is help. Don't get me wrong. There is help, but I don't qualify for it because they help gay people, veterans. They help women with children, women with domestic violence or fleeing from domestic violence. They help families. I mean, they help all these people. But like a single woman with nothing else, it is extremely rare that they help me. And I've already called like 2 or 3 of like the most common shelters, and either they don't answer or I leave a message, or they tell me it's first come first serve and I can only bring 1 luggage, and I have 3 plus groceries if I have, you know, food. So yeah, like there's a lot of reasons why like I haven't been able to get a place. It's not that easy, you know. And these churches, like, some of them will be like, oh, yeah, we do hotel vouchers or whatever. So then I call them, you know, with hope. I'm like, oh, do y'all do hotel vouchers? They're like, no, I don't know who told you that. We don't do that. I'm like, okay. So, yeah. Like, I literally depend on God every day because I literally been trying to, like, look for all these resources. Even the people from 211. 211 is like this universal number that people can call of like resources. Every time I talk to 211, even they tell me, they're like, okay, they ask me some questions, right? And they're like, okay, so do you have this? Do you have that? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no. You know, I go through, there it is. I go through like the questions, right? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, we have maybe like 3 or 4 things that we can think of that we can recommend, but I don't know. And I've already, like I said, it's a lot. Well, I'm under the creator program, but the way the creator program works is that you have to have at least 1,000 views. 1,000 views, and I think it's 1,000 or 10,000, I don't know, at least those. And then the people, not only just the views, but they have to watch it for a certain amount of time, and if they don't, then it's disqualified or unqualified views. So you can have 10 million views on a video, but if people aren't watching it for at least a minute or however it says, then you're not getting paid for it. And honestly, like, you have to have like a super, like, at least in 70,000 and up. Like, you have to have a lot of views and a lot of people viewing it and watching it all the way through for it to qualify. And even then, you might get at the most like $1,000 from a video, but that's one video. So you have to continuously push out like viral content, you know? And that's not the kind of stuff that I do. Like, I talk about my homeless journey, but I also talk about just like fun stuff, you know? Like, I just share like things about me. So that stuff doesn't really go viral, and I don't want to make content just to go viral, you know? I don't want to do that. I want it to be like real and authentic. So that's why I'm switching over to a different platform. I'm working on that right now, actually. Just yesterday, I got my name, I got everything handled, and I have somebody who's going to basically teach me how to operate that. Like, y'all, I'm trying. Like if I know that I haven't been able to like stay somewhere stable enough for me to like look into stuff, like even this hotel, right? If it wasn't for like the bed stuff and like my account being negative, but like there's a restaurant like right across the street, right? Or like right in the same parking lot. That is literally like the nearest thing. Everything else is not walkable. I even tried to apply there, and they told me they're only hiring a chef, like an experienced chef. And then I tried to ask them about working here, and they told me that they're hiring probably in the next month or two, but I wouldn't be able to stay here. And that's my whole problem. Like, I want a job if they're going to let me like work there, like for me to stay there, or for me to stay somewhere like close enough consistently. But I honestly feel like at this point, I've been trying all of that and trying to look for resources for a year now, a little bit less than a year. And the fact that it's still not happening, but the only thing that is happening for me is social media and donations. That's the only thing that is opening up for me. God is literally not opening up anything, no matter how many times I knock on different people's doors, you know? Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. So it's a little frustrating, but at the same time, I'm like, well, there's nothing I can really do, you know? And like I said, my only other option is to go back to my toxic household, and I refuse to do that, you know? I refuse to go back to my abuse. So I'm just having to hold on, keep documenting my stuff, keep having faith, and just do my part with trying to look for things. But if it doesn't happen, then there's nothing I can do, you know? Because that's why a lot of people end up going back to their abusers. That's why a lot of people end up going back, because they feel like they can't do it on their own, you know? And I tried going back in February, and that was horrible. It was horrible, you guys. So I was more miserable with them than what I'm, you know, me surviving right now. Like, it's a real thing, guys. Like, so sometimes I'm like, you know what? Doing my makeup, even though I'm literally going to be sitting in the lobby until God makes a way, doing my makeup makes me feel better, you know? It doesn't keep me stressed or depressed about things I can't control, you know? So that's the only reason why I'm doing my makeup right now. Because usually I don't. Yeah, that's what I heard, Becca. I heard they're taking down TikTok. I don't know how true that is, but that's why I'm like, look, just in case they are, that's why I'm already starting to look into a different platform. But I'm barely in the beginning stages of it, you know? Like barely. So, yeah, I'm barely in the beginning stages of it. So what I had planned is today or tomorrow for that sister to help me and like get me connected to her community online, because she said that she got paid from there pretty quickly. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So if I can do that and God willing, I can get paid from that, look, I would literally like not even go on TikTok anymore, because TikTok is not paying me directly. Like, it's like I said, at the most, like if somebody sends like a big gift or something, sure, I'll get a gift like through my live and stuff, but that's not guaranteed, and it would have to be like worth a lot of money for it to like help me in my situation, because usually the gifts that people send are like a couple of cents, and I don't see that either way until like a week or two or a month or whatever later. I don't even know, because I don't even get enough to like for it to really help. So yeah, TikTok is hard, guys. I don't know what happened, but ever since they relaunched it or whatever, it's been hard. Cynthia, yes. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for your encouraging words. I really needed to hear that. Because it's frustrating going through this. Like, my account goes negative like once a week, It sucks. But like, I've noticed that like the last like couple of weeks, it feels like once a week it happens to me, And it's frustrating, but there's nothing I can really do. Because as long as God sees my effort to like help myself and I'm trying, that's all that matters. But who's going to open their doors to me? It's not in my control. And so I try to be as positive as I can, with my journey. But there's times like the other day on live, like I lost it, guys. Like I started crying my eyes out because it's stressful, Like you're doing everything in your power to like help yourself and, do what you can, but you don't really have options, It's frustrating. There's a lot of people that get to live with their parents or live with a relative. All of my relatives, the majority of them, they're in Mexico. I don't have my passport. And God wants me to be here, It's not my calling to be over there either way. So, yeah, it's just frustrating. I have like 30 more minutes. Hold on. And like the other day, like I said, I started crying because I was like, God, I'm just so embarrassed. Like, I'm just so embarrassed of like going through this and, people seeing me in the lobby and stuff like that. And then that's why I hate waiting in lobbies, because people like the managers and the people there start trying to make me like uncomfortable, and they like monitor me and walk around me and stuff, and they just keep giving me like these ugly stares, and so that's why I hate when my account goes negative and I have to wait on God to give me the provision, because it's like people keep pressuring me, and looking at me weird and stuff. I hate it. I really do. I've been praying. I'm like, God, I'm tired of praying at this point. I'm like, I just want that opportunity to open up. Like, I want one of these shelters or one of these housing people to call me, or someone to bless me so that I can get my own place, or that I could, something. Like, and doors just haven't opened. And I've talked to many people that I got to meet here through TikTok that are going through the exact same thing as me, y'all. They're going through the exact same thing. And some people have had to live in their cars and all of that stuff. If I had a car, I'd be living in it right now. Right now. You know? So, Parable, the talents, how did court go? Oh yeah, girl, that was like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. It went okay. I mean, as good as it can get. I mean, I was blessed to be able to pay off the fee that they say I owe, even though I know I don't. But the problem is that if I would have kept fighting it and kept saying, hey, I don't owe this, y'all are falsely accusing me, I would have had to stay in Nashville for many, many more months just to fight that case. And my lawyer was telling me, because I got like a free lawyer, he was telling me, yeah, this case could go on for like 4 or 5 more months because they're so booked and busy. I was like, what? And he's like, or you can pay and just plead guilty, and then like in a year or less, it'll get off your record. So I'm not happy about it. I'm not. Like, I don't like it. But I was like, if I can just find a way to pay it, I'm going to pay it and be done with it. So thank God someone had donated for me to be able to pay it. Because I was like, sir, I live off donations. Like, literally, I have no formal place to stay. Like, I live day to day in hotels. Like, I don't have the way to pay it. So then one day out of nowhere, like, I was praying, I woke up, and this brother in Christ gave me enough to pay it. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I'm going to pay it off, and then God's going to handle that, And thank God I did. So I don't know if it's on my record. That's what they said. So, I mean, there's nothing I can really do if it's on my record now, but, it's kind of one of those things. I think I'm gonna just... Hey, Demetrius. Brother, I woke up to negative $133 in my account. You already know how these banks go. So it's one of those wait in the lobby kind of days. I was not expecting that at all. And then y'all want to know something? Yeah. You know what really pissed me off too? There was a couple that supposedly, yeah, Demetrius, yeah, like, you know how we talked about how when you make a lot of transactions every day, or not a lot, but you have pending transactions, it takes a couple of days for it to process and finalize and show up on your account. It takes mine like 3 or 4 days, sometimes 5. It just depends on the merchant, And long story short, like, I thought I had a certain amount yesterday, so I wasn't worried. I was like, okay, God, somebody bless me. I'm going to be able to, like, either extend one more day or relocate somewhere better because this mattress was hurting my back a lot. And I already called a hotel that's, like, kind of nearby that was, like, pretty affordable. that I wanted to stay at, right? Because I was like, maybe it's going to be better than this one. It's not too far. So I was like, okay, maybe I have enough for that. And then I woke up and I had negative $133. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I was not expecting that. But what I was saying is that what's messed up is that there was this couple, right, that supposedly was like trying to help me and like be nice to me. And they were in my life for like maybe 2 or 3 months, and they were pretty nice, but I can tell they were very religious, you know? And I didn't judge them, but that's just what it was. And long story short, one day I had no idea how I was gonna make it to pay for a hotel. Like I was really tired. I didn't know what was going on. So they told me about this app called Sizzle. That's kind of like Afterpay, where you pay things like, in portions. Cash App. What do you mean, brother? I have the Cash app. Oh, but what I was gonna say is that so long story short, they told me about Sizzle, that it's kind of like Afterpay. So I was like, okay, cool. And so even though I don't like to owe anything, like I just want to be able to pay something up front and that's it, because I could use the money later. And long story short, they put their card on the account and they put their information, right? They're like, we're going to help you out. And I'm like, y'all, what if they end up charging me? Like, I don't like to do apps like this. They're like, no, don't worry. We're going to put our information on there. And when it's time to pay, you just remove your, oh, no. I'm sorry. I put my information on there, but they like went in there and did some stuff. And they were like, when it's time for you to pay, you just remove your debit card, right? So that way you don't have to like pay it or whatever. It sounds messed up, but that's what they said. And so I was like, okay, are you sure? Because I don't want them to charge my card because I could be using that money, right? And they were like, no, that's gonna happen. Fast forward to when it was time for my first payment, right around that time, I don't know why, but like they started being like really religious towards me. They're like, oh, Karla, I had a dream that like you were doing witchcraft or whatever it was. Like, I don't know if it can be symbolic or something, but like, are you okay? Are you doing? I'm like, no, like I'm not doing any of that. What are you talking about? And they were just like, oh, okay, and then I guess they had like another dream, or I don't know why, but they kept giving me scriptures for like days, and they kept telling me like, look, I don't know if you're in secret sin or not, but God wants me to like openly rebuke you and correct you. I was like, what? And they just started like being really religious with me. I was like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that's not true. And so then I blocked them, right? Because they kept blowing up my phone being weird. And then the husband reached out to me through his account. I blocked him. Then they had another account that they had together, and they reached out to me through that again. Like they wouldn't go away. Like they wouldn't leave me alone. Like they were just like antagonizing me, right? And before I blocked their last account, I looked on the page and they were literally like going off and rebuking all of these different people. I was like, damn. I was like, so I wasn't wrong. Like they really, I forgot how it went. Like at first I put my information, but on Sizzle, it asks you for a backup, right? So I think they put mine at first, and then they said, no, we'll put you as a backup option and we'll put our information there, because it happened like 2 months ago and so much has happened. And so long story short, like I was not supposed to be charged. It was their card that was supposed to be charged, right? And so I'm like, okay, I had no worry about it. But when that first payment came through, and by that time me and them just really weren't talking like that, they started charging my card. They took away their information and they started charging my card. So I've been paying in payments like 2 different hotels that I was staying at that helped me through Sizzle. And I'm pretty pissed about that, because they said that they were going to help me. And so it just really made me mad that like once they were being religious and everything, like they just took their information and said, oh, well, screw her, So I've been having to pay that. And I pushed away 2 different payments, the last final 2 payments. I pushed it off, but supposedly today or tomorrow I owe it. So I'm like kind of worried, because I'm like, okay, my account's in the negatives, and then plus I have like 2 upcoming payments from that, and it just makes me so mad because I should have never even paid it, you know, or been paying it. But these people like robbed me, you know? Hey, Ash, how are you? Yeah, Demetrius. Yeah, exactly. Ash, keep me in prayer because I woke up to like negative $133 in my bank account, and I have to technically check out at 12, but hopefully they'll give me like an extra 30 minutes. So I'm like packing all of my stuff, you know? And I have some bags of things and water that I have to take downstairs too. So like I have a whole bunch of stuff um that I'm packing or whatever. I was telling people how, you know, I didn't say your name, but how you're offering to help me with Twitch and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to like do that as well. Yeah, girl. When I get settled to my new hotel room and once I figure out where I'm going to stay for the night, I'll definitely listen to your audios. But I already got my profile set up for the most part. So I just need, oh, look. So I just need like the next steps of that. Because like I said, I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but people are saying that supposedly TikTok is going to be banned in September. So I was like, you know what? Let me get started with that stuff. Ooh, okay. Let me do my braids real quick. Because I don't know what to do with my hair. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. I just hate waiting in lobbies, guys, because it's just, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Oh! I'm like, when will this nightmare end? Seriously. Like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have a really bad knot. Fuck. want this freaking... Hi, Emma. How are you? How are you? Are you homeless too, Emma? Originally, I'm from Houston, Texas. Originally, I'm from Houston, Texas. Guys, I just really hope I'm not going to be in the lobby for too long because I just thought about this. I have yogurt and I have milk. Fuck, I don't want that to go bad. Damn. I just thought about that right now. I have yogurt and milk. And I don't want that to go bad, bro. I really don't want that to go bad. I have a couple of things that I got yesterday at the grocery store that I have to refrigerate. Ugh. Sarah, or Sarai, yeah, Sarah, my heart goes out to you, girl, because it's hard. Like, I've met a lot of people on here that are homeless too, that are literally living in their cars, that God supernaturally makes a way for them, like, to get by, or they get donations too, and they've tried all of the resources as well. Like, people don't believe, and unless you're in the situation, you'll start to see, like, it's not easy getting help from the government and from these shelters or whatever. Like, it's not as easy as people think. Like, and then you have to fit a certain category, you know? I never thought that. I never thought it would be this hard to get a single woman in a safe, consistent place until I started this journey. Like, it really has opened my eyes. Yeah, Sarah, and people are heartless. People don't care. People don't care. And people on social media that know about my situation, they're like, oh, well, you should have already had a place. Exactly. I literally am wondering the same thing. Like, God, why haven't I already gotten my place? You know? Why haven't I already had an opportunity for me to stay somewhere of my own? You know, I've done my efforts, like I said, by reaching out to apartments and all these different things, right? And trying to get a car and, you know, shelters, and I do my part. So I'm like, I'm exhausted, honestly. I'm exhausted because I've done everything I'm supposed to do, you know? Like, I'm worn out, guys. The days that I'm able to, like, have a hotel room, I literally, like, just want to sleep. Like, I literally just want to sleep. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. Because I'm just that tired. It exhausts you. this journey of depending on God really exhausts you, you know? Exactly, Sarah, exactly. I don't know why. And that's the part that I'm trying to understand myself. I'm like, God, you must have, like, some really incredible blessings for your people, you know? Because the way that we've been suffering, man, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. And that's why I kind of felt some kind of way, guys, because like I said, that guy that I was staying with for like 3 days, right? I prayed for him, I poured into him, you know, and I didn't expect anything back because, you know, of course, that's what I was like meant to do when I was there. But long story short, you know, God used me to minister to him, and even though he gave me a roof over my head for a few days, I was really there for him. I was there for a spiritual purpose. But I left because there was stalkers that were stalking him. They started stalking me. It was a bad neighborhood where they sold like drugs and different things, you know. And literally, like where I was sleeping, it was in the living room, and the patio door was like right in front of me where I slept, and it had no lock on it. And there was no blinds to close it. Like you can see right through the apartment. Like it was not safe, you know. And he had like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like it was a lot that I can't go into, but it was just not safe for me, you know. And so long story short, he got blessed with $25,000 like 2 or 3 days ago. He called me up saying that he won from a scratch off, and I know he's being for real because, you know, I have discernment, you know, so I know he's not lying. But he was like freaking out, and for like an hour he was telling me how he's going to spend his money, how he's going to do this, that, and the third with it, how he literally already booked a flight to go to Los Angeles because he wants to see Cali, like all this stuff, right? Which good for him. But the way that this man, ever since I left his home, was like blowing up my phone, telling me that he cared and loved me, like love bombing me, right? Telling me how much he appreciated me, telling him that how he appreciated the fact that I was there for him when nobody else was, like all of this extra stuff, right? So I'm thinking, okay, like if he's that obsessed with me and he loves me that much, then I'm assuming that now that he got blessed, that he was gonna bless me too. Nope. I literally told him that same day, I was like, please keep me in prayer because, you know, I'm in need of help. He goes, oh, God got you. But he just got $25,000. And I'm still homeless, and he was homeless just like me a couple of days ago. So, like I said, I'm not expecting him to give me a whole bunch of money, but like, dang, like you say you love me that much, you say you appreciate me that much, you're always trying to talk to me and update me, but the minute you get blessed, you forget about me. I was like, cool. So I wouldn't even be in this situation, you know what I mean? Like it just, it's just sad. It's sad. Yeah, I cut them off already. I already blocked them. I'm just sharing what happened. Hey, Nana. Keep me in prayer, Nana. I woke up to my account being in the negatives, so I'm praying for God's provision. Because I also have some stuff that needs to be refrigerated, and I don't want it to go bad while I'm waiting in the lobby. That's really my biggest worry. It's okay, Em. I know. Yeah, Sarah, yeah, like I said, like I'm not expecting anybody. Like I do things from the kindness of my heart, and I appreciate, you know, everything that he did, you know, whatever. But when I was there, Guys, every bit of donation, that's why I made the post that I did. Like, every bit of donations that came in, I would sit there and literally, like, split everything with him. Everything that I had, I would split it with him. Everything. Everything, guys. Like, if I had enough to eat, we both had enough to eat, you know? I would make sure he was fed every day. You know, I use a little bit of donations. I said, let's go to Dollar Tree. Let's get you some soap. Thank you, Nana. Thank you so much. I was like, you need soap? You need paper towels? Let's go to Dollar Tree. I know it's not much, but I have about $15 on me. Let's get you some soap. Let's get you some paper towels. Let's get you some whatever. Let's get you some shampoo. Like, I poured because I was so appreciative that even though the living conditions weren't perfect, I was appreciative that he let me stay there. So now you get $25,000 and I don't even get $1? And I'm over here suffering? And you know my situation. He was a witness to all the calls that I made, and it was rejection after rejection. Like, he saw all of it. You know? Thank you, Nana. Thank you, disciple. Exactly. And I passed that test, honey. I passed it. Let me tell you that. I sure passed it. Because at the end of the day, like, regardless, like, that's just who I am. Like, I've always been that person, you know? If I can't pay you in rent, I'll pay you in other ways. I'll pay for your food once or twice a week if I can do that. You know, I'll pay for whatever it is. Like, that's just the kind of person that I am. So it really bothered me. I was like, damn, like, but whatever. I just share that to say that I probably wouldn't have to be in this situation if, you know. But anyways. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, me too, Sarah, me too. I created a GoFundMe like last year or something. Same thing. I've gotten a couple of donations, but they were spread out like over a couple of months. And it wasn't like not even half of my goal. Like, and that money went by fast because I would get donations for like a week or two, and I wouldn't get it again until like a month later. Like, so I have no success on my GoFundMe, and I'm like, God, like, why did you make me do a GoFundMe if like nothing is coming up? And same thing, I'm in the same position, girl. When I tell you, it's hard out here. Like, it really is. And like I said, my only option to not be homeless is to go back to my abusive family. And I already did that 3 different times. That was horrible. I ended up with more trauma, you know? So no, I would rather let God provide for me because I know this is what he's called me to do, like, as far as like depend on him. And I know I'm in the right place, I'm at the right time, like, I know that. But it just makes me upset because I'm like, God, like, when am I gonna see some breakthrough, you know, like some legitimate breakthrough, you know? Yeah, disciple. Yeah, greed got to him. Greed, I'm telling y'all, greed is crazy. Thank you, Nails by Mall. Please pray for me because I'm packing up my stuff because I'm about to check out. Like, I'm surprised they haven't, like, knocked on my door. But they're probably going to give me until, like, 12:30 to check out. But I have negative 133 in my bank account. I haven't checked if anyone has donated or anything like that. But as of now, in my bank account, that's how much I have. And I saw this hotel yesterday actually at night because, like I said, I already wanted to leave this hotel because the mattress was really messing up my back, and I haven't slept well in like 2 days because of the mattress. But because this was like the cheapest option that I saw, that's why I kept staying here, and God kept making a way. But there's this other hotel that I think is like 10 minutes or less away from me, and I think it's like 80 something for the night, and it's in a nicer area, and they don't charge any incidentals or anything like that. The Uber would probably be like $10 or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's the cheapest option I saw, especially it being the weekend. And because this hotel is right around the same amount, but yeah, and during the week it gets cheaper, like 60 something, 70, you know. Um, yeah, if the mattress was better, I would totally keep staying here, but it messed up my back so bad. So I was thinking of going to that other one, but like I didn't know that I was going to be in the negatives, you know? The good thing about Kansas City is that it's cheaper, you know? In Nashville, forget about it. To get like a decent place in Nashville, it's over $100 like during the week, you know? Like Nashville is so expensive. That's why I'm glad. Yeah, they have women's shelters, but I don't qualify for them. I talk about it a lot on my lives. They get people with domestic violence, with children, families, veterans, recovering addicts, incarcerated people too. Like how are you going to help somebody that just got out of jail, but you won't help a single woman who comes from like a narcissistic family, like abusive family? They may not have hit me recently, but in the past they have. And some of these shelters, like, they require you to have proof, like, that you called the police or whatever it is. I'm like, what is going on? Like, y'all are supposed to be helping people, you know? Yeah. Right. Right. It's like all of these resources, like people will be like, oh my gosh, try this resource, try this, try that. And in my head, God will tell me, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm not going to help you that way. I'm like, whatever. And I try it and they tell me, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do that anymore. Or, oh, I don't know who told you that, who referred you to us, because we don't do that. And I'm like, what the hell? Ugh. Yeah, and I've been to the shelters too. I'm telling you, I've been to shelters multiple times. They are not a trustworthy place. I'm telling you right now, it's really not. It's really not. I've I've gone through that, and it's really not. Yeah. No, because I don't have money for it, girl. I don't have, like, when I tell y'all, when my account goes negative, I literally wait in lobbies until God comes through, because there's no way for me to go to the other hotel. Like, I don't have a car, I don't have money to get there. Like, when I say my account, or when I say my account's the negatives, it's literally in the negatives. Like, I can't make any transaction right now, you know, until that balances out. Like, trust me, guys, like, I I have to, that's why I say it's so stressful for me and it's so embarrassing, because I literally wait in the lobby with, like, with all my stuff, like, and just sit there and pray and, like, reach out to more resources and just go on live and praying that God makes a way, you know? Because, and also being on live, like, helps me not be as stressed out, you know? But yeah, like, it's hard, guys. Like, when I tell y'all, I'm literally living day by day. Like, I'm literally living this position because nobody offers help. Like, no churches, they either say I have to be a part of their congregation to help, or I have to, like, try a different resource because they don't help with that. Like, I cannot express to y'all how much rejection I've faced. Like, constant rejection. Like I said, the only option I have, because I don't know anybody, the only option I have is to stay with my toxic family. And I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. Oh. Like I said, thank God I got donations for food yesterday, but now I'm scared that it's gonna go bad. Oh my God. Okay. I'm about to go downstairs and get me a cart. That's what somebody told me the other day, Sarah. Someone told me about grants. I want to say it was like 2 days ago, but I've been feeling so tired and I've been working on other stuff that I just didn't look into it. But someone had told me about grants, but I thought that was only for like if you're going to school or something. Really? Message me, Sarah. Message me. How does that go? I just followed you. Because media stuff, so I just never. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Yeah, guys, let's get as much information as we can. Hi. It's okay. Oh, what floor are you going to? Three? Okay.
You and your ass in, you keep working slow.
Let's see. Okay.
And all of them just stood right in front of me.
No, it's finished.
Okay, okay. We almost to the room. You're welcome.
Multitasking. Oh. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Hi, Oasis. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Okay, let me see. See if I can put y'all in my pocket. Okay. See if I can do that. Okay. Gosh. Oh God, it's more than I thought. Oh my God. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yes, Demetrius, please message me on Instagram. If y'all hear about like grants and stuff, please let me know. I'm about to go downstairs. And if I can apply for that kind of stuff, I definitely will. I'm definitely gonna try my best to see if I can. And even if I apply today, it might take a couple days or a week potentially to get approved. But if it's God's will, I will get approved. But yeah, because I never even thought about grants, but honestly, that's my last resort because these churches and nonprofits and these shelters, they're not helping. They're not helping, which is why I'm looking into doing another social media platform so I can potentially make money there because I'm not making no money on TikTok. And I like it. I like what I do, like creatively, but I still I still don't have a door open for me. So yeah, guys, um, I'll probably go back on live like in an hour or so. Just please pray for me, guys, that I don't have to be in the lobby for long today because, like I said, I have milk and things that need to be refrigerated. That's what I'm worried about because I don't want to like waste the donations that people gave me yesterday to get the food, you know? And then because I'm waiting there, I can't eat it anymore or drink it. So y'all keep me in prayer. Sarah, message me. Demetrius, message me. Hopefully next time I get on live, I have some kind of lead or something.